Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So today's video is the first vlog or journal, if you will, of my journey to self-improvement. I wanted to document this because I feel like I'm obviously not alone. There's a lot of people out there that have to deal with certain issues that I'm going to talk about in this video. And I thought it would be helpful for people that are looking to improve these certain things. So this first video is going to be more about physical things that I want to improve on for health reasons as well as aesthetic reasons. But the other videos in this series could also be like mental things that I want to improve on, or skills, or I don't even know. Honestly, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I just wanted to bring you guys along with me, and so you guys can see, you know, this whole journey of mine. Actually, I already started my journey to self-improvement when I decided to get braces for myself as an adult. And let me tell you, it was the best thing I've ever done for myself. I've wanted to have braces my whole life, like ever since I'm really young, and unfortunately my family couldn't afford it, so I wasn't able to get braces as a kid. So I literally started working at the age of 16, and I decided that I was going to save up all my money, and when I get enough, I'm going to get braces for myself. And that's what I did. I literally spent all my life savings to get braces, but it's honestly so worth it. I still have my braces, and I'm probably still gonna have them for like another 2 years. This is an investment that will last you a lifetime. So for me, it was really worth it, and it wasn't just for aesthetics, it was for both, obviously. But when I was little, I didn't really understand like that my bites weren't aligned and stuff, and that's why I was such a slow eater and I couldn't chew properly. But I could see my smile and I knew I didn't like it, and I never smiled in pictures. And I digress. Point is, when I stepped into that ortho office last year and I did this for myself, I was like, you know what? I want to continue this journey of self-improvement and treat myself and do things that will really improve my quality of life. So there's 3 things that I want to cover in this first self-improvement video, and as you can tell by the title / thumbnail, you already know it's my eyes, my nose, and my jaw. So I decided I wanted to fix certain impairments / deformities, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what the proper term is for these things, but basically I've had issues my whole life with a couple of these things. So these are things that if you don't struggle with, you don't even have to think twice about it. Just like eating, breathing, smiling. But if you do struggle with these things, trust me, you think about it every day because it affects your daily life. And of course, if I really had to, I mean, I could spend my whole life without fixing these things, but I figured, why not fix them? I'm lucky to live in an era where I can fix all these things thanks to modern day medicine, and due to the fact that all these things are considered medical in my country, I can get them done for free. Like, they'll all be covered because they're considered medical. So for me, I think I should really take advantage of that, because if I lived somewhere else where these things wouldn't be covered, it would cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So like, why should I not take advantage of that? You know what I mean? I want to get all these things done at a young age so that if I do make it past 2020, I can enjoy life to the fullest without having to struggle with these simple things that I shouldn't really have to struggle with. I'm doing this, first of all, to improve my quality of life. I think that, you know, if I have the opportunity to get these things done, I should take it. I feel very grateful to be able to get these things done. First and foremost, I'm doing this to improve the functionality of all these things, my quality of life, improve my confidence. I do want to make it clear that I don't want to obsess over like, oh, what's the next thing that I can fix. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. This is just stuff that like usually people don't have to deal with, but then again, there's a lot of people out there that do struggle with these things, and that's why like I want to make this video to show you like, you know, I struggle with this, so if you do too, like, welcome to the club. Like, I don't know. But seriously, as much as we try to protect ourselves from this and that and, you know, whatever, like, as depressing as it sounds, we're all gonna die eventually and nothing's going to matter. But for the time that I am alive, I want to enjoy it as much as possible. Without any further ado, let's start this video. So first off, I want to talk about my deviated septum. So I'm gonna show you guys what my nose looks like.
So this is my nose. My face is straight. I don't know if you can tell, but it is deviated to the left. So your right, my left. It is deviated that way.
Alright, so I was born with a deviated septum. This wasn't like caused by an injury or anything. It was really like since birth. So I was never able to properly breathe out of my nose. I always have like one nostril that the air doesn't go through properly. It's weird, but my nose is deviated to this side, but I can breathe better through this nostril. So this nostril, there's not as much air that can go through it for some reason. I don't know why. I guess that's how it works when you have a deviated septum. It's like the opposite. I don't really know. But it's affected me mostly at night. So when I sleep, I cannot breathe through my nose, like, at all. And I always wake up in the morning with a super dry mouth, like dry throat and tongue, and it's just, it sucks. But yeah, that's the way I've been waking up every single morning. So on top of that, I suffer from really bad seasonal allergies. So when I have allergies, I cannot breathe through my nose. My nose is just totally blocked, and it's hell, honestly. Like, it really freaking sucks. So that's why last year I decided to ask my doctor, like, could you refer me to an ENT that I could see that could help me with these problems. So I went to see an ENT last year, and I don't know why, but I didn't vibe with him. Like, I just felt like his practices were a bit more old-fashioned, and I'm not trying to be like ageist or anything like that. Like, you know, there's some very good older doctors and very good younger doctors as well, but I just felt like with him that, I don't know, there was something a bit off, and I didn't feel like I could really trust him for some reason. I felt like he was rushing it. I just didn't feel that great when I went to see him, and he was like, oh, I can cut off, you know, some of the inflammation in your nose like today. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about it, like do my research and stuff. Obviously, like, I trust the professionals, but I was like, that's not really my issue. It's more my septum is deviated. And I told him that I had 2 jaw surgeries to do in the near future. And he was like, oh, well, in that case, you gotta do all those surgeries, and then afterwards come see me and I could do a septoplasty or whatever. So I was like, okay. But yeah, like I said, I didn't feel that great about that appointment with this certain doctor. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna find the best ENT in my city. So I went on like WebMD and I looked up like all these ENTs, and one of them actually has the same name as me, and she had nothing but really good reviews. Like, I did not see even one bad review, whereas the doctor that I saw before had kind of a mix of both, so I was like, eh. Oh yeah, also that's why I felt a little iffy with this doctor, because I saw some of his ratings and some people were like, oh, he made it worse, or like, I don't know. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna trust my gut and not go with him. I went back to my doctor and I was like, could you refer me to this specific person? And so I literally had to wait a whole year before I could see her. So I finally saw her in September of 2020, and it was also delayed because of Corona, obviously. But I went downtown, and I'm gonna insert the clips right now of the building and everything. But yeah, I was in the middle of downtown pretty much. So I went for a consultation, and it was covered because I had a reference. So I went to see her, and she looked at my nose and she said, yeah, you have a deviated septum to the right. And I'm guessing she was talking about her right, because I mean, it's deviated like this way, right? I don't know, but point is, she said that I have a deviated septum, and she said that she could do a septoplasty on me, and it would be, you know, like a routine surgery, and it would be at the same hospital that I actually got my sarpe surgery at, my jaw surgery, so it's pretty close to home. She said, yeah, she could put me on the waiting list, but it's about a year before I can get it done. I felt really confident with her. I felt like a lot more reassured. But then I told her that I do have a double jaw surgery to do. And then she was like, yeah, well, in that case, you should do the double jaw surgery first, and then afterwards come see me again and I'll take a look at your nose. Because she said that a lot of the times when people get jaw surgeries, it can change the nose a bit. So especially when the jaw is coming forward, the nose will also, you know, come a bit forward, and it could actually clear up my problems, maybe. So she said that I would have to come see her after my double jaw surgery. And I told her about the other ENT that wanted to like cut off some of the inflammation in my nose, and she said, yeah, it's not necessary in your case. You don't really need it. So I was like, I'm happy I didn't get that done, because I also told her that one of my concerns was something called open nose syndrome, I believe.
I looked up a bunch of stuff online, and that was coming up, and people were like, be careful if you get like a septoplasty or turbinate reduction. And she was like, for the septoplasty, you don't have to worry about that. That usually doesn't happen. But it usually happens for turbinate reduction, and that's what the previous male ENT wanted to do. And I was like, no, I wasn't sure about it. She's like, yeah, you didn't need it.
If I don't have to do that, I'm not gonna do that, because I don't want to get open nose syndrome. It sounds a little scary, I don't know. So that was my first appointment, and it went pretty well. Also, I forgot to mention, she's also a plastic surgeon. She would make it pretty and functional, so that's a win-win. She asked me if I wanted to also change the shape of my nose, because she could do a septoplasty and a rhinoplasty, but I said, honestly, I like the shape of my nose. I like my nose the way it is. I just want it to be straight, and I just want it to be functional. And she also said, you know, if you don't have to do 2 surgeries, don't. So I'm gonna wait and see, you know, after my double jaw surgery, see what it looks like and if it gets better, and I will update you guys as well, because this is all going to be part of my self-improvement journey.
Oh yeah, I was listening to a podcast of doctors talking about people who breathe through their mouth, and they were saying it's not the proper way to breathe. It's really important that you breathe through your nose. That's the way that, you know, we're meant to breathe. And he was saying how when you breathe through your nose, you're able to get the nitric oxide, whereas when you breathe through your mouth, you're not able to do that. And they would say that people that, you know, are not able to breathe through their nose at night, sometimes they can kind of suffer from sleep apnea. And some people that can't breathe through their nose at night, they're not getting enough oxygen to their brain. So you're kind of in like a fight or flight situation. So your body is like in anxiety and you can't get like proper sleep. So that's why some people, they wake up in the morning and they're feeling really anxious and whatnot. So he said that like not being able to breathe through your nose properly can also contribute to Alzheimer's in the future. So I don't know, I'm not a health professional, I'm just saying what I heard in the podcast, and these are actual like doctors that were talking about this. Yeah, I obviously want like the best health that I can have.
So if this can really help me, my sleep and my health, I think it's really good that I'm getting this done. So next I had an appointment with my oral surgeon who also did my sarpe surgery. If you didn't see that video, go check that out because I had an upper jaw expansion surgery and oh my goodness, it really did wonders for me. It really helped me out. So I had an appointment I think 2 weeks ago to go see him, and it was basically like a follow-up for my double jaw surgery. So he looked at my jaws and my teeth and he said it really expanded well, the upper jaw, but he did say that I still need a double jaw surgery because unfortunately my upper jaw and lower jaw are not aligned. So not only are they not aligned like vertically, they're also not aligned horizontally. He said what he plans to do is bring my upper jaw forward and my lower jaw back. And he also mentioned a genioplasty, which is a chin surgery. Depending on what my chin looks like when he brings this jaw forward and this jaw back, I think he might do like a chin reduction. I'm not sure if it's a reduction or it's to make it more prominent. I don't know. He didn't go into specifics, but that would all be done on the same day. So it would be all part of like the same surgery date. He did say that I have a lot of orthodontic work left to do in my mouth, so he wouldn't be able to do it anytime soon. He said more than likely it will be done next year in the fall or the winter. But if I'm being honest, I really just want it done with. Like, I wish I didn't have to wait that long. So I'm gonna talk to my ortho and ask him like, do you think the orthodontic work will be done like before that, or it's really only gonna be done in the fall of next year? Because I don't think they talked with my ortho yet, so there is a possibility that my ortho is like, oh, we could be done sooner, and so I could get the jaw surgery sooner. So I really hope so. I just want my jaws to be aligned. I want to be able to chew properly. I want to mention like why I'm getting this done. So my upper jaw didn't develop fully. It was super narrow and it didn't align with my lower jaw, which caused an underbite. I currently have an underbite. I don't know if you can really tell. I'm going to show you guys my jaw from the sides and whatnot, but it's a lot better now that I had a sarpe surgery done and I had a palatal expander. It expanded my upper jaw, so it doesn't look as bad, but trust me, beforehand you could really tell that I had an underbite. Ideally, I'd love to get that surgery done like ASAP. I want to have a bomb profile, but obviously, most importantly, I want my jaws to function properly, please. As you can tell, there is still quite a bit to do for my teeth. All these teeth right here have to move that way. I have a huge gap. If you didn't notice, I'm pretty sure you noticed, but if you didn't notice, I have a huge gap right here, so they gotta close all that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna update you guys with my regular braces vlogs. I believe last time I saw my doctor, I asked her why does she think I have all these issues like with my jaw not developing properly and you know my nose and stuff like that, and I asked her like, what do you think caused that, or like how did that happen? And she said more than likely, you know, this is something that happened in the womb, so it just didn't develop properly in the womb, basically. And I asked her, because I was born with HIV, if you didn't know, go check out my HIV story. I asked her, like, do you think that contributed to it? And she said maybe, they don't know for sure, but then again, people that don't have this condition also have these problems, so like it could be related or not. They don't really know. I know there's a lot of other people out there that deal with these issues. I just don't know anyone personally that has like the amount of issues that I have. So, I mean, it would be nice to like, I don't know, talk with other people that have these issues. And I do have a friend that had to do the double jaw surgery. That I do know, but I don't know anyone that had to do a septoplasty. I know it's pretty common, but still, I don't know many people. Like, to be honest, like, she's literally the only person that I know personally that had like a jaw surgery and stuff like that. So yeah, I know there's a huge community of people out there that has all these types of like issues, I guess. So I kind of wanted to put this out there so that people know, you know, if you have these problems, like, you're not an alien. If anything, I'm an alien with you. Like, I have all these issues as well, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like, I'm not shy to talk about these things, like, even though, you know, I guess you could say they're kind of insecurities of mine, but I can't help it, you know. I was born this way, and even if it was caused by like an injury, like, I can't help it. It's just the way it is. I still think I'm a bad bleep with an asymmetrical face, and I'm fine with that, you know. But I do want these things to like function properly. I want to be able to like chew properly and breathe properly, but it's also a plus that, you know, I get to like straighten out my nose and make my jaws look more symmetrical, and like overall all these things will make my face look better. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm only doing this for functionality. Functionality is the most important for me, but beauty is also very important to me. I think asymmetrical faces can be just as beautiful. You know, if you have an asymmetrical face and you're fine with it and it doesn't cause you any issues, by all means, like, rock it. I feel like there should be more representation of models with asymmetrical faces. Comment down below if you know any, because honestly I'm not up to date on these things. I feel like it kind of sucks that it's like a beauty standard that symmetrical faces are considered beautiful, and if you're asymmetrical then you look weird and like not attractive. I don't think that's really realistic, because nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. Humans are not made super symmetrical, yet we strive to look a way that's like unnatural. Obviously there's certain degrees of asymmetry. So lastly, I had to go to an eye doctor. I've never been to an eye doctor in my whole life. I've never done an eye exam before. So I was pretty stunned by like the things you have to do when you go to an eye exam. I really did not know what to expect. I went in. Okay, wait, first of all, let me tell you like why I went to an eye doctor. So it's been brought to my attention by my boyfriend that sometimes it looks like I have a lazy eye, specifically in this eye. And I also notice it like on pictures and sometimes on video, it kind of looks like I have a lazy eye. I recently went like on a little road trip and we had to drive at night, and I felt huge amount of strain in my eyes. They felt really tired, and I'm like, I know it's kind of normal, you know, when you drive for long hours at night, but I was like, maybe I should get it checked out just in case, because I was also a bit like concerned about the lazy eye. And apparently someone brought it up in one of my videos. I didn't know it was that obvious. Thanks for letting me know though. But I went for the eye exam, and first of all they take pictures of your eyes, so you have to look in something and they take pictures of the eyes. And then I went to see the eye doctor, and she asked me first off, like, do you have any specific concerns? And I told her about the lazy eye and about the strain on my eyes. Then she made me do a bunch of like tests. So she asked you like, can you see this, or like, what does this say? There's like a bunch of like different lenses and stuff that you have to look through, and she asked you like if you can see it, and like when is it blurry, and like a bunch of stuff. She even had to put like yellow drops in my eyes, and I got scared like when I had to wipe it with the tissue. I saw it was yellow and I'm like, what the heck? It's literally like highlighter juice in my eye. So that was fun. My eyes were pretty tired after that. It's a lot of light shining in your eyes. So after the test, she told me that I have 20/20 vision. So that's really good. I'm really happy. That's the most important. And she said that my eyes are aligned perfectly. So I was like, why does it look like I have a lazy eye? And she's like, so it's basically the physiology of my eyes. She said that my eyes are more wide apart than usual. So sometimes it can create like the illusion that my eyes are looking more outwards. I don't know why specifically this eye looks more like it's going outwards, but she said the vision and the alignment is perfect because I don't see double. She said that if I had a lazy eye, I would see double, and I don't. So it's merely the physiology of my eyes. I also noticed that this eye is a bit bigger than that eye, and she said it's completely normal. Everyone's eyes are not exactly the same. I think it's also because this eyelid is a bit more up than this one, so it could create like an effect, an illusion that like, I don't know, my eyes are not looking the same. She said it's really just a physiology which you can't really do anything about. She said even people with, you know, like a bad lazy eye, they can get surgery, but it's only in cases where it's really bad, because if it's not that bad, it could actually make the eye look worse. So unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about my eyes looking different. I just have to love them the way that they are. So, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to fix everything. It's really just the things that's impacting the functionality of, you know, my senses and whatnot. But in this case, I have perfect sight. So it's really just, you know, the way that they look. So she said I don't need an eye patch, because an eye patch is to improve the vision of the weaker eye, and in my case I don't have a weaker eye. They're both the same, it's just an illusion that they look wider apart, so they're like looking in different directions. As for the strain though, she did say that I have a bit of asthenopia, I believe, and she said, you know, like it's pretty minor. She said that she could prescribe like little reading glasses for at night when my eye gets tired, but it's basically just like, think about it. It's like if you carried around a weight all day with your arm. Eventually, at the end of the day, your arm's gonna be tired. Even though the weight is small, it's putting strain on your arm. So it's the same thing with my eyes. At the end of the day, my eyes get a bit more tired. But she said it's really minor, so, you know, I don't really need it. It's just if I want it, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait till like I'm much older to get glasses, because I really don't need them. It's kind of a normal thing. It doesn't happen often. It's more when I'm really tired that my eyes feel tired. So that was my 3 appointments for the month of September, and yeah, I'm happy I got, you know, all my answers answered. But yeah, I'm really happy that I'm able to do this for myself, and I hope, you know, this can help someone else that, you know, has these same concerns as me. And if you have these same like type of issues, but they don't bother you. Don't feel pressured by society to change, you know, the way your nose looks or whatever, just because you look a bit different. If you look different and it doesn't impact the functionality of, you know, your jaw or your nose, whatever, like, you don't have to feel like you have to change it, you know? Asymmetrical faces are just as beautiful. I know it's like an unpopular opinion or whatever, but I have an asymmetrical face, and I'm not gonna lie, like, growing up I didn't like it at all, and I still kind of struggle like a bit. It's been like kind of an insecurity, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not as like photogenic or whatever, but I still think I'm an asymmetrical bad bleep, and you can't kill me. Also, when I was younger, I really wanted to do my nose. I wanted to get a nose job because I didn't like the way that it looked. But now I actually like the way my nose looks. I just want it to be straight. But when I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I wish I could get a nose job, but I knew that it was really expensive and I knew that I wouldn't be able to ever afford it. But then I realized, like, all of these things can be covered because it's actually for medical reasons. So, you know, if you want to get these things improved, like, inform yourself with your public insurance plan or whatever, because you can very well get these things covered. So this can realistically be a possibility for you if it bothers you and if you want to get it done. Honestly, I have no problem with people who want to change their nose or their face for aesthetic reasons just because they don't like it and they want it to be a certain way. Like, you do you, build the body or the face of your dreams if you want to. Like, I don't have any issues with that. I think it's fine. We're lucky to have the modern plastic surgery to do that, and I think that's awesome. And I also think it's awesome, you know, if you're totally natural and if you look different but you still love the way you look. I love that. What am I trying to say? I digress. Point is, you do you. If it's not hurting anyone or yourself, like, by all means, do what you want. YOLO. You only live once, so I think you should make the best out of it. If that means changing certain features about yourself or just loving yourself for the way that you are, or a mix of both. In my case, it's a mix of both. So my eyes, I can't really do anything about it. It sucks. Kind of looks like I have a lazy eye, but can't do anything about it, so I have to learn how to love my eyes the way that they are. And for my jaw and my nose, I know that I can do something about it, so I'm gonna do something about it. Even if people don't approve and they're like, oh my god, like, you're fake, you're getting all these things done. That's my opinion for you. I hope you like this video. This is the first out of a series of self-improvement videos. I know this is just about physical things in this video, but I do want to touch on more mental things because honestly, like, for me, I feel like who you are inside matters a lot more, but I do believe that you are your body, mind, and soul, so all these things should matter to you. But most importantly, I feel like working on yourself on the inside is very, very, very important as well. It's very important for your mental health too. Next journal entry might be about, you know, my mental health and trying to improve certain aspects about me as a person and not just like the outside of me. I don't think it's super superficial to care about the outside of you as well, but I think that self-love is very important, and there are different ways that people can achieve that. I do want to make it clear that this video is about self-love, but it's also about improving things like functionality. So yeah, if you want to see more of me and my journey to self-improvement as an adult, getting things done that I wasn't able to do at a younger age. I'm still young, obviously, but like as a kid. Yeah, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be continuously evolving like a Pokemon throughout the years. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.